lucid dreaming, losing what you love. You're so enlightened.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my backyard. I'm out here, one, because the weather is amazing and it's finally like at that point in Florida where it's not extremely hot, but it's not cold, which I love the cold. That would have been even better, but we're enjoying the weather while it lasts before it turns into an inferno out here. Anyway, for today's video, I think I'm gonna have to break it up in several different chunks because I'm not gonna be doing all of it today, technically. And what we're gonna be doing in this video is a gardening type video. So I planned to do a gardening video last year. I am on one side of my backyard. I have a very weirdly shaped backyard, but I'm in one side of my backyard. On the opposite side, there is like, I did like a little side garden on like that long side of my backyard, and at one point it was beautiful and it was thriving. I will show you guys pictures, but it is neglected as can be, and there's no point in me using that garden at this point because we're going to have everything ripped up and paved the way that it is here in this area. All right, sorry, I had to clip up the hair because the wind is blowing it in my face and I can't stand the feeling of hair tickling my face, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, there's no point in me doing anything on that side of the yard because we're gonna rip everything up. So my idea, because I still want to do some sort of gardening. Last year I was able to do or to produce a bunch of tomatoes and peppers, and I still have some of those tomatoes and peppers in my freezer, or not the tomatoes, but the peppers in my freezer, and I use them in like chilies and things like that, which I'm gonna make today. And I was able to make all of the tomatoes into like a tomato sauce, like a marinara sauce. So I'm not like gardening on some grand level where I am storing up food for a year. This is just a hobby that I have. It's just something really fun. It brings me joy, and I enjoy picking tomatoes and picking peppers and whatever else I can grow. So my thought for this year is to use this side of my yard to garden in gardening pots. I think that's what we're gonna do. I have these really large pots that I had once upon a time had a dream to do like a bunch of different fruit trees along a different side of my backyard. That's another long strip, and I just never got to it. So what I'm thinking is I don't want to fill up these ginormous pots with soil, but if I can get like those 10-gallon buckets, fill that with soil and then add my tomato plants and my pepper plants, because I have 5 of them. So if I can do like 3 tomatoes, 2 peppers, or 2 peppers, 3 tomatoes, I'm not sure. And I can grow some stuff that way because they're large enough that I can fit a tomato cage in there and, trellis up the tomato. But then also on the opposite side of the yard, which I will show you, I will show you the mess that I have in that area. But on that side of the yard, I have a little pot with a lemon tree that is struggling. So I'm gonna bring it over to this side because I will be paying attention to the things on this side. I will not remember that on that other side. And then I also have a planter that is like a 4 or 5 tiered rectangular box planter that I thought would be perfect for flowers and herbs. So that's the plan. I'm gonna show you my little patio area in a second. I'm also gonna show you the desolate land that is my side garden on the other side and how bad it's gotten. But I will show you how beautiful it once was because it brought me so much joy to go into my little side garden, and I had like a little chair and I would sit there and read, and I had flowers and butterflies would come visit. It was just it was a vibe. I loved it. But that's not where we are right now, and that's okay. I got pregnant. I severely neglected that side yard. Now my baby is 7 months old, and I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things, but I don't want to full on take a huge garden again when we're gonna rip it out anyway. Like, there's just no point. So let me show you what I did pick up already from Lowe's, and then we'll go inside and I will get some of these seeds started. I will try to link everything down in the description box below, but let me stop yapping and let me show you guys. So I went to Lowe's because I wanted to pick up the 30% vinegar. I wanted to make my own like round off that was a little bit less toxic, especially since my dogs are out in this area and they walk all over the patio. I didn't want to spray Roundup on here, so that's what I went to Lowe's for. I made that solution. I sprayed it all over the pavers, but I also picked up some seed starting potting mix, like a regular organic, potting mix, and I picked up some seeds. So we're in Florida right now. I live in Central Florida, and it is the perfect time, according to ChatGPT, to plant some of these things. I am like right at the very end of the window for tomatoes, but I can still get a little bit of a harvest. So that, I want to buy the tomatoes already as like little established plants. I think I'm going to be doing a birthday vlog, which my birthday is coming up in about 2 weeks. And I want to go with my mom shopping to do a little bit like home goods and stuff like that. But I also want to go to Home Depot to pick up my tomato plants and some pepper plants. But these other ones, I figured if I start them indoors now, and I have like a heating mat and like a whole system, but if I start them now, I might have actual little plants to transplant in 2 weeks or so. So we shall see, fingers crossed, but let me show you what I got. The first thing that I picked up that I would love to do this in, I have a larger like 10-gallon pot, are green beans, and these are the tender green improved, I guess an improved variety. And it looks like for my area, this is good from March to August. So I'm gonna start these indoors and see if I can get little green bean plants to transplant, because I did do green beans one year and we ate them. Like I would just come out, pick them fresh and make them with dinner. So I'm going to plant some green beans. And then anyway, don't mind that, that's just a plane that is above me. But for herbs, the ones that I use the most are cilantro, basil, and then I also picked up parsley. I've never grown parsley, so I have that. I did not pick up oregano because I was actually gifted 2 oregano plants. My mom has one of them in her apartment. It's like on the windowsill, and that thing is thriving. So if I need oregano, I'll get it from her. But we had so much oregano at one point, and I was dehydrating oregano almost every day. I have oregano to last me this lifetime and the next, so I'm not doing oregano. And then I thought mint and things like that, but I'm like, you know what, we're keeping it small. I had to bring myself back, because if not, I would literally be picking out like 10,000 different herbs and vegetables, and it's just not realistic. So that's what I got for herbs. I picked up some pepperoncinis and serrano peppers. Now I did say that I wanted to buy my peppers already, you know, as plants, but I've never seen pepperoncinis. I have seen serranos, and I picked up some last year, but they weren't spicy. But I'm gonna try to make little, you know, try to grow some peppers. And then for my flowers, I know marigolds are really good when it comes to planting because they deter certain pests. So I got some marigolds, and these are the Naughty Marietta. I didn't even know the name of it, but that's so cute. I also got some zinnias, which are beautiful. I got the giant double violet queen. They look like this. And then I also picked up zinnia. This is a carousel mix, and it's like a bunch of different colors with some light pinks and darker pinks and orange. Beautiful. So fingers crossed that I have a cute little mini garden out here at some point. So what I'm gonna do is go inside now. Actually, I'm gonna show you the area and all that stuff, but then we're gonna go inside and start these seeds. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. I have my microphone on, and I do like a noise reduction, so hopefully you can still hear me well. But this is what I purchased from Amazon last year. I will try to find it and link it down below. It looks like this. And it is a seed starter with a light and a seeding mat, like a heated mat. So it came with a bunch of these little trays, and it has the covers. It has these covers, and in here it has like this little groove, and you pop the LED lights, or the UV, is it LED? LED lights, I think it is. You pop the lights in here, and each tray will have its own little grow light. So the lights look like this. And you just pop them in here, just like that. Bam, there you go. It also came with some of these, which I will be using so that I can label what is what. And it also came with a large heating mat. I will show you everything once I set it all up. But yeah, I'm gonna use this. Again, I will try to link it down below. It did work fabulously last year, so we shall see. Anyway, let me show you guys what we're working with back here, and let me show you the embarrassment that is my side yard currently. All right guys, so this is the little area that we are working with. So I'm going to be putting these large planter pots along this wall right here, but this is what I mean, they're huge. So I'm gonna get the 10-gallon buckets, fill those with soil, and then put those inside of there instead of filling this entire thing up with soil. And yeah, this is my little paved patio area that I'm hoping to turn into a cute little garden. All right, let's see what we got going on out here. All right guys, so this is the current state of my side yard. Super sad, I know. Super sad. It was once so beautiful, and I think it's a bougainvillea, and it's like hot pink, and when it's in bloom, all of this is like super pink and beautiful. It's okay. I'm gonna mourn the loss of my little side garden, and then we're gonna move on. But this is the planter that I was talking about that I'm going to move to the other side, refresh the soil, and this is the little lemon plant that I'm gonna take as well, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, this is so sad. It's extremely overgrown. Fence is dirty, yeah. So all of this, I think this came from my neighbor's yard, and it grew underneath, but it has like really huge orange kind of flower. It's very pretty. But yeah, this is the side garden, guys. So, oh, and then I also, if you can see, these little like pots, I had flowers in those, which I might take some of these actually, now that I think about it, and fill them with soil and then hang them on that side over there so I can have flowers on the fence. Maybe I'll do that as well. But yeah, this is a hot mess back here. It's gonna all get ripped up and redone, and the idea was to do garden beds that are like raised garden beds so that I'm not kneeling down because I do have back problems. So we shall see, guys. We'll see how it goes. But now I'm looking around and I do have like planters, like pots that I could use to fill and put inside of those other ones over there. So yeah, and I have tomato cages. Okay, so yeah, this is what we're working with for now. Let's go inside and start these seeds. I'm looking crazy. I just had a workout not too long ago, but one thing that I wanted to note that I feel like I should have done, because I read the instructions afterwards, I should have taken the soil, put it in a bowl or something like that, and then wet it to dampen the mix, and then fill the little cavities, then make the little holes, put the seeds, put some more soil on top, and then water it again. I didn't do that. It worked out fine in the end, but for the next time I would do that. So I'm gonna come back later on. I'm not sure which one is gonna come first, if it's me shopping with my mom or if it's showing you the growth of this, because I think there's about a week and a half left for my birthday at this point. And when I go shopping at Home Depot with my mom for like the tomato and pepper plants, but I'm hoping to see a little bit of growth over these next few days. So So I will keep you guys updated, of course. All right, guys, it's a few days later. We have some growth I want to show you. I turned off this heating mat. It is really good at trapping in like the moisture, but I noticed that there's like a little bit of, it almost looks like fuzzy mold, and that's not good. So yeah, I shut it off for just a bit, but I'm gonna keep the lights on. But let me pop this open and show you guys one sec. So cute. And this is basil. So the parsley is the one that has like the little bits of mold and nothing else has popped up. Nothing for cilantro just yet. These I believe are the flowers, and there is definitely some growth there. The last one, this is kind of wonky. These are the green beans, and they're like, let me see if I can show you, hold on. I can literally pull them out, and the roots are right there. Put it right back in there. But other than that, I'm not seeing any other growth with the peppers. So when I stop at Home Depot with my mom, I will see if they have the kind of peppers that I'm looking for. I believe it was pepperoncinis and serrano peppers. But yeah, so far this is what we have going on. So I put these out here 2 nights ago. So they've been out here for 2 nights. This is all basil, so we have really nice germination. Cilantro and parsley, not so much, but that's okay because I might just direct sow these and see if they do any better. But guys, look at this. What the heck? That's a green bean. And I'm like, is that how it's supposed to look? I don't remember. I'm not sure, but there's 2. So there's 1 and 2. We have 1 pepperoncini. That's exciting. That came up new. And then over here we have all of our flowers, and we have those zinnias and marigold. So today is Friday. My birthday is on Monday, so I will definitely have the soil to plant that out. But yeah, that is where we are right now with all the growth. All right, guys, so I'm back home from buying some of the pepper and tomato plants. I'm gonna show you what I got before I take them outside. I will show you the setup. I did move over my little lemon tree. I moved over that tiered tray that I showed you before. I just have to empty out the old soil, pack it with new soil, and I will show you all of the starters. But let me show you what I picked up really quickly from Lowe's. They had a sale which was like buy 3 for $12, and one of the plants was $10 because it was a larger plant, but it was the only Roma tomato plant that I was able to find, and I really wanted Roma tomato because those are really good for making like a marinara sauce and things like that. So let me show you super quickly. The very first thing that I got is a cow horn hot pepper. I don't think I've ever grown this one, but this one already has like peppers on it. Look at that. And there's a few, like there's quite a few on here. There's a little baby one right there. This is the first pepper plant that I picked up. The second one that I picked up is a red bell sweet pepper. I only picked up 1 pepper plant. I do still have some of the seeds from last year's pepper garden. So if I wanted to plant more, I guess I could, but I just picked up a red one. This one looked really nice and big. Then I picked up a mammoth jalapeno plant. I did have one of these in last year's garden, and it did produce quite a few jalapenos, but they weren't really spicy. So I'm hoping this year is a little bit different. I need to research on how to properly prune pepper and tomato plants, especially the tomato ones. But we're gonna give this one a try again because I really wanted to focus more on hot peppers versus like the bell peppers. I had so many plants last year and I had a few tomato plants. That's mainly what I was growing. I really wanted to focus more on hot peppers. And then the very last pepper plant is a sweet banana pepper, which I guess I'm not sure if pepperoncinis and sweet banana peppers are the same or if it's just a difference in the spiciness, but I got this one as well. I don't think it has any little peppers on it just yet. And again, I'm going to research how to properly prune this so that all of the energy can go into the right places and hopefully produce really nice peppers for me. And then on to the last 3, I picked up some tomato plants. I believe some of these already have little baby tomatoes on them. Not this one though, but it does have the flowers. This one I picked up because it is heat tolerant, and I think I'm planting these just a little bit late for my section of Florida, but it's okay. We're gonna plant them anyway anyway and just see what we get. These are called Heat Master. They're heat tolerant plants and it's a determinate variety. So no little tomatoes on this one, but this one has little baby tomatoes. I will show you in a second. They're so cute and tiny. This is the Husky Cherry Red Tomato. This is indeterminate. I also need to look up what is determinate versus indeterminate. I'm gonna look it up in a second, but let me see if I can show you. Here, do you guys see the little teeny tiny tomatoes? And there's another one over here. So cute. And then the very last one, like I said, this one is the $10 one. This is a Roma tomato. Let me make sure. Yes, this is a Roma tomato. And this one also has some growth. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can pull this. So there is a little teeny tiny tomato in here. It's back here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Other than that, I did pick up 2 very large bags of like organic potting mix from Costco. They had them on sale for $10.44 or something like that, and they're pretty big bags, which I think I should have enough. I picked up a new pair of gardening gloves, and then I also saw this at the checkout line. It's organic plant food made from plants for all plants, and it says you feed it every 7 to 14 days. Let me look up and see the difference between determinate and indeterminate so I can share it with you super quickly. So ChatGPT says the difference comes down to how the plant grows and produces fruit, and it actually matters a lot for how you garden. Determinate tomatoes, aka bush tomatoes, they grow to a fixed size, usually 3 to 4 feet tall. They stop growing once the fruit sets at the top, produce all of their tomatoes in a short window within 2 to 3 weeks. Great for sauces, canning, batch harvesting, usually don't need much staking or pruning. So you think one big harvest and then they're basically done. Those are determinate tomatoes. Indeterminate tomatoes are vining tomatoes. These grow all season long. They can hit up to 6 to 10 feet. I don't got space for that. Okay. It keeps producing fruit continuously until frost. It needs staking cages or trellises. Benefit from regular pruning. Ideal for steady fresh tomatoes all summer. Thanks. Produce forever if you keep it under control. I'm gonna take you guys outside in a second and show you my little setup for this year. I'm not sure where I'm going to place everything just yet because I do have those very large planters that I showed you guys, but I am not filling those up with soil. My thought was to have smaller ones go on the inside and so that I can put like the tomato cage inside of a slightly larger one. We'll see, we'll figure it out. Let's go outside and see what we're working with. Okay, so this, hopefully you can hear me. I have my microphone, but I am outside, but this is the area that I'm working with. I did bring over the little lemon plant. Please don't mind the charcoal on there. I'm gonna pick it up and toss it in a little bit. It was inside of a bag. I didn't notice and I spilled it. I'm sorry. But then I also have this right here, which I had planned to use for the herbs. I'm just wondering if everything will get sun where it is or if I'm gonna have to move it. Thankfully, even with the dirt, it's very light, so I can pick it up and move it to another area. And I did close the umbrella just to see if I can get some more sun in this area where I have these planter pots, but unfortunately that is not the case. So I'm not sure if I need to move these directly into the sun, if they get sun earlier in the day, because I haven't been out here, so I didn't notice. Not entirely sure, but we're going to plant them and then I can always move them around because like I said, I will not be filling up these ginormous things with soil. So this is the idea that I had, was to fill up something like this for the tomato plant specifically, because I can fit a tomato cage around this size right here and trellis it up. So I thought to have a row of tomato plants and pepper plants, but I'm just not sure that I'm gonna need this many like large ones, you know what I mean? We'll see how it goes. All I know is that I want to get these planted. Let me get started on taking out the little holes, you know what I mean, like in the bottom, so like the water can drain, and filling these up with soil. Also, let me show you, I have all the plants out here. These are the ones that we started indoors. This is my only green bean plant. I'm not sure about this one, so I might direct sow some. I have some of the flowers here and I have some of the herbs here. Also, these are some planters that I found on the other side. I emptied them out, so I might use these for like the pepper plants and these for the flowers to hang up around the fence. Okay, I've been sitting here and brainstorming for a little bit, and I think what I'm gonna do is move my table all the way back and then put the tomato plants along that side over there, because that's where they get, or tomato and pepper plants, because that's where they get the most sun. And I know they need sun. I looked it up online. They need 6 to 8 hours a day of full sun ideally. Also, don't mind this right here. Talia was digging a hole to get to the little dog on the other side. She just wants to be friends, but we can't have that. And I have a hole there that I need to fill up, but until then I have a cooler so that she doesn't escape. Anyway, back to this. Let me move this, move these things over there, and then get the ball rolling. Oh my God, why is this so heavy? This is the potty mix that I was telling you guys about. Hopefully the camera is angled okay and you can see. It's stinky. I'm gonna put my gloves on. This thing is like... Okay, I fear I'm gonna need some more soil. All right, this will definitely be a 2-day project because I don't even know if I have enough soil to fill all of this up. I'll get some more from Costco because that is where I found that they had the best like bang for your buck. So one bag down. Okay, so this is what we're working with. I definitely need to add some more soil in both of them, but I'm gonna put the plants in first and then top them off with some soil. So I am gonna keep the little tags and put them right in the corner. The very first one I'm gonna put in is the Roma tomato. So I'm gonna make a little hole. Hopefully you guys can see with this camera angle. And I'm gonna gently tap her out. We're gonna open up the bottoms just a bit. Place her in. I think I'm gonna break off the bottom shoots. Oh, there's a little tiny baby tomato right there. Okay, so I'm gonna break this bottom shoot off and maybe this one. So this is what she's looking like so far. I did break off all of the bottom like shoots just so that they weren't dragging on the ground and it just grows up a little bit more. So I'm going to open up the other bag of dirt, fill this up so that it's all a little bit more even. And then at the very end, I will water all of them. But there goes our Roma. The next one I'm gonna plant over here is the heat determinant one. Oh no, I need that. There it is. So I'm gonna shove this right here. I'm gonna make a hole. I break up any like large clumps. I'm gonna go ahead and gently take it out. Wow, look at all the roots on this one. So I'm gonna break the bottom of that just a bit and loosen up those roots. And same thing here, I'm gonna break off all of the little bottom shoots, just so that this plant is only pouring energy into the places I kind of want it to. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, so this is how these two are looking. I ordered 3 planters, pretty much the same size as this, to go into this one right here and these 2 right here. And I think I'm gonna do the other tomato and 2 of the pepper plants. So I'm gonna fill this up with a little bit more soil and water it in just a little bit, but I'm gonna shift my focus to this area right here. I'm gonna grab a black garbage bag and empty all of these out and then refill them with soil. And then we'll come back and see what else I can plant. Okay. All right, guys, I think this is good. I'm gonna go ahead and sweep up my mess and then we can start planting our herbs here. So as you guys can see, my parsley did not do good. It grew some like mold and they just didn't flourish. So I have basil and I have cilantro. I think I'm gonna do 1 basil, 1 cilantro. What else am I gonna do? Maybe I'll do the smaller peppers, like the serrano on top, but the banana peppers, I'm hoping that they can grow in something like this. And then do basil, cilantro, and maybe I can direct sow some parsley. We'll try that. So I have this little tool to try to dig the plants out of here. Wish me luck. Let me make a little hole first. There we go. And I think I'm gonna do serranos up here. So let's dig in, let's scoop out. You can see the little teeny tiny roots. So I'm going to grab some of the soil that I planted it in, put it in the bottom, and then we're gonna pack it in. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. It might be a complete flop, but I won't know unless I try. I think I'm gonna do 3. 1, 2, and then 3 where the camera is right now. There we go. And I'm gonna have to move the camera and I'll show you the 3rd one. So we have the serrano peppers right here. I'm gonna do the pepperoncinis here, but I'm gonna plant them closer to the front because, you know, the bar. So I think if I plant them closer to the front, it should be okay. And then the rest are gonna be herbs. I have a teeny tiny one here. This teeny tiny one is gonna be the little peppercini that could. And the very last one. All right, these are the pepperoncinis that I have. This one, this teeny tiny little one right there, and then this one right here. And then I'll do cilantro, basil, and parsley. Guys, I am so hot, and I just keep telling myself it will be so worth it. It'll be so worth it in the end. Right now, I'm hot as hell. Okay, so I filled up this planter pot, and I have another one like it, I believe, or maybe I don't. But I'm gonna use this one for one of the peppers. I think I'm gonna do the sweet banana peppers. I can't imagine that it's gonna grow to be a very large plant. So I think this should be okay. I'm gonna make a hole, and then I will pack it with some more dirt. Which one is it? This one right here. So I will keep this right there. Let me try to loosen this up, and I'm going to loosen the bottom. This is like super wet. So I'm not going to water this one today just because that is like soaking wet. And same thing, I'm gonna rip off the shoots in the bottom. All right, let me add a little bit more soil. There we go. And I think I'm going to put this baby right here, right there. So I think this is how I'm gonna have my setup, is have I have a green bean plant right there. That is the sweet banana peppers. I'm gonna do the other tomato and pepper plants here, and then probably have some around the bottom. So when I water, I can just be in one area aside from the herbs. Okay, so yeah, this is where we are so far. Okay, this one right here is the mammoth jalapeno. And I think I have another one of like these, but a larger one. I don't know if I have enough soil, so let me try. Okay, I found another one. So I'm gonna put the mammoth jalapeno pepper in here. Let me just break up any chunks. I put my gloves back on because I saw a little bug when I was doing the herbs, and I was like, yeah, no, that's where I draw the line. And same thing with this one. These are like really wet. I don't know if you can tell, but that looks like clay. That's how wet it is. Gonna break up the roots a little bit, pop you in. Cover with dirt, add a little bit more. All right, I'm definitely gonna have to sweep and clean this table up, but here is our mammoth jalapeno, and I think you're gonna go right there. Okay, so this is where we are for right now. Let me flip the camera over. All right, guys, so that is where we are for right now. I am hot, I am sweaty. I am not a hot, outdoorsy, sweaty kind of girl, but I want my tomatoes and I want my peppers. I really do love gardening as much as I hate the heat. It's okay, sacrifice. Anyway, I'm gonna take my gloves off. I'm gonna sweep my patio area, sweep out any of the dirt that I've kind of spilled all over the place. I need to get another bag of soil so that I can do the flowers in those little hanging planter pots, the ones that are going to go along the fence. And I need more soil to go in the larger, containers where the other peppers and tomatoes are going to be. So I think I'm going to order another 2 bags. I feel like should be good from Costco. I'll have those come in tomorrow. Same thing with the planters from Walmart. Those are coming in tomorrow. So we will come back tomorrow to finish everything up. Actually, I'm gonna water the plants super quickly. I'm gonna add maybe just a little bit of that plant food that I got into my container thing and water the plants that I do have out. Even the ones that are in the containers that I haven't swapped them out yet, I will water them if they're not super wet already, because some of the ones from Lowe's were very wet and I don't want to water those. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna clean up so that I can get some dinner started, because my husband has an appointment and I want to have dinner ready for him when he comes home, because I know he's hungry. So yeah, let me water the plants and then we will come back tomorrow to finish out this gardening project. And I'm so excited to see what we can actually grow this year and show you guys my little makeshift planter pot gardening. This is definitely not that it's not ideal, because there's some people that garden in pots perfectly fine and they have great success. I think I'm just like slowly letting go of the idea of my little side garden. My glasses keep falling down because I'm so sweaty. I'm slowly letting go of the idea of my side garden. It is very sad, but in my mind I'm like, it's okay, because it would be a waste of time and a waste of money. That is like my mantra. It's okay. It would be a waste of time. It would be a waste of money. I still want to grow some stuff. I still want to do some gardening. It does get me outside. As much as I hate being in the heat, especially the Florida heat, it does get me outside. I get some vitamin D. I feel better every time I come in from the outside. So I know that it is good for me. But yeah, I'm super excited to see what we can grow this year. Let me finish up, water everything, and then we'll come back tomorrow. Ma'am, what's on your face? Is that dirt? Is that dirt? You stress me out. Alright guys, so it's been a few days and I do want to close out the video. I ended up doing some of this off camera just because I wanted to get it done quickly while my son was napping. He's been teething and his little tooth finally broke out, so it's been an interesting few days and I haven't had much time to stop and record, but I wanted to show you guys the, I guess, like updated little garden area. I did get some more of these larger planters from Walmart for $7 and some change, and I have in here the red bell pepper, and if you guys can see that little tiny growth, I added some serrano peppers that I had left over just to see how they do. I have some tomatoes in these two, the cowhorn peppers I believe in this one, some more tomatoes in this one. I have green bean. I ended up putting some of the flower pots in different areas just to see where it does best, because I've never done any kind of gardening in this side of the yard, so I'm curious to see where they thrive the best. But I also have, I believe that's the jalapeno plant and one of the other pepper plants. So I have them all in this little area here. And then to this side over here, this is the side I'm most concerned with. I have my little lemon plant. I added 2 planters up there, again, just to see where it does best. I have had success with flowers growing on the fence. And over here I have some of my little baby sprouts, so we'll see how they do, because some of them are kind of flopping over, a little bit wilted. If I don't see any kind of progress within the next, I'm gonna say 2 to 3 weeks, I will probably go to the store, buy the herbs, and then plant them in here where they're already established plants. But I'm gonna end the vlog here, guys. I will keep you guys updated as the weeks go on, and we'll see what we can actually get out of this little tiny garden. But if you're still here, thank you so much. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. And until the next video, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there's a little spider here. I'm gonna let him peacefully exist. But me and my little spidey friend, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.